All right, welcome back, everybody. This is going to be a guitar video, basically a 3-year update, almost 4-year update for Noah's inspired by Gibson Epiphone J200. So, for those of you that don't want to watch a video on guitars, I feel for you. Honestly, I do, and we got a lot of tech coming. We have a drone, a Potensic Atom SE drone, kind of like the DJI Mavic Mini. It's actually almost identical to it, and wow, it works great. I had several comments in some of the videos that I did lately asking me how the inspired by Gibson Epiphone J200 was doing. After, well, I think they said 2 years. I know we've had it for all going on 4 years now. Noah's had this guitar. And I thought, yeah, I do believe it needs or deserves an update video. So that is what this video is going to be on. So when we come back, I'm going to let you know what we think about the inspired by Gibson Epiphone J200. So be right back. Quickly, before we get too far into the video, I just want to talk about, the channel, Hayes Tech. What is tech? In my opinion, tech is anything that involves things that could be or are technical, okay? And I know a lot of you out there might say, well, an acoustic guitar doesn't fall under tech. If you think about it, the acoustic guitar has 6 steel strings stretched across a bunch of very thin pieces of wood at tensions of 120 pounds per square inch. And depending on how you tighten those strings, you can actually make music. Now, to me, that's tech. Yeah, it's not an electrical tech like, a computer or laptop or a cell phone or something like that, but it's still tech. And what's crazy about it is it can even go further than that because you can plug in an amplifier. Listen to me. You can plug in an amplifier, and then now we're really talking about tech, But in this video, and the Epiphone J200 only has a single pickup with tone and volume adjustments. Now, it is a piezo type pickup, an under saddle strip. It's a little braided strip that goes under the saddle. You guys know how I feel about under saddle pickups, and actually pickups in general. I honestly think that if you are going to, record a guitar, a microphone is the way to go. A microphone, the one that is right in front of the guitar, and it picks up the ambient acoustic sounds coming out of the guitar. But again, still, for me, I'd rather just pull a mic out, set it up in front of the guitar, and just play the guitar. And pick it up as if you guys are hearing my voice right now in a room built to collect nothing but the signals, okay? And we're getting way off topic, but I did want to bring that up. Okay, it's been 3 years, going on 4 years now for this guitar. He has been actually playing the J200 quite a bit, and again, guys, he loves that guitar. And we're talking about him owning a Gibson J45 as well. And it's the J45 with the rosewood back and sides. And he loves that guitar, but he still loves his J200. And I always ask him, I say, well, which one's better, your J45 or your J200? And his answer to me is always, well, I like them both, Pat. They're that J200, that comes from Epiphone is, in my opinion, is just as good a quality as what I get out of my Gibson. So there you go. And I would have to agree with him. I know there are a lot of people out there right now that really put down Epiphone. Again, they always say Epiphone is Gibson's junk, and I have to just disagree with that. All it is a guitar that is built in a different country, so labor costs are way less than what they are here in the United States, and that's what makes these guitars affordable. It has nothing to do with the material that goes into them or how they're made. I will say that, back to the materials that are in them, the materials that are in this guitar are of the highest quality of materials I've seen in a lot of guitars out there. I've seen Gibson J200s that didn't look as good as this one. And we're talking about, and yeah, who cares about looks? Yeah, but when you're talking about all solid wood, like solid maple back and sides, the figuring on this guitar is crazy. It looks like a tiger's back with just the whole back of this guitar is just striped. And when you turn it, it just kind of, it's crazy because it looks like everything's moving on you. It almost looks like you could put your finger into the back of the guitar. That's what quilted maple does. And again, I just love maple, quilted maple, striped maple. I just love maple for that reason. And of course, I do like the sound. Now, we do have to get back to the sound differences. The three main guitar woods are mahogany, rosewood, and maple, in my opinion. I know there are a lot of other ones, and people would probably argue with me a little bit on those being the three main ones. But in my opinion, they are. Everybody knows maple, mahogany, and rosewood all the way back to the early 1900s. Woods like walnut and oak and all these newer woods coming in from South America and stuff like that, they've been introduced, like in the last 30, 40, 50 years, in my opinion. Now, and again, that's going to change depending on what style wood it is. So, but let's go ahead and talk about my opinion of this guitar. And I'm not going to get into specs on this because in my initial review video, I went over all of the specs on this guitar. I don't think I missed anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the guitar for you and let you guys hear it. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on the guitar. Now, I am going to probably let Noah do most of the guitar playing in this video. Again, stroke issues. My right hand is really getting bad. I still love to play. It doesn't stop me from playing. But for the videos, I think I'm going to let Noah do most of the playing on this. But I am going to at least try to play a little something for you guys. So. And I know some of you are going to say, well, obviously you're going to say everything about the guitar is perfect and you like it. And no, that is not the case. There are some things I do not like about this guitar. I could pick up any guitar out there, including Martin, Gibson, and Taylor, and I could find things on those guitars I don't like. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the what I like and what I don't like on this guitar. Again, what I like about the guitar, I mean, come on, look at it. Holy crap. I've always loved the look of a J200. I have. You have to look at that mustache bridge. And of course, Gibson's mustache bridge has, it's hollow, it's open, it doesn't have the mother of pearl. I like the mother of pearl. This has a aged looking Sitka spruce top, Indian laurel fretboard on it, and the bridge is Indian laurel. It's basically just like rosewood. And then there you go for the headstock. The tuners on it are made to look like Kluson tuners, the old style Kluson tuners. There's that back. Look at that back. I hope you guys can see the shimmer in that. Remember, this is all solid wood. Yeah, I can tell you guys right now, you're probably going to get feedback in my microphone because this guitar reverberates a lot out. So you guys can see that's what I like about the guitar. I mean, everything. I love the looks of the guitar. I love the quality of the build. Epiphone has just went above and beyond on their build quality. In my opinion, I think Epiphone, in the plant that they're being made at in the Indonesian plant, again have gone above and beyond as far as build quality goes. I don't think you can get, any better of a guitar anywhere. Obviously, anywhere. Now, the materials they're using, again, the materials are very, very high quality. Now we're going to get into some of the things I don't like. And we're going to get back into the materials. Yes, they are using super high quality materials, but I think that they're not making the materials as thin as what they make on, say, the Gibson guitars of the same wood. And the only reason I say that is because if, like, you can pick up one of the Inspired by Gibson J45s, and then you can pick up a Gibson J45, and you can feel that the Inspired by Gibson, the one from Indonesia, or the Epiphone model, is heavier. And the only thing I can attribute to that has to be how thick the wood is that they're using. And remember, there's a fine line about how thin the wood is, your sides and your back and your top. The thinner it is, the more vibration you're going to get out of it. But it comes to a point where if you get it too thin, then the whole guitar just collapses. Or it's not going to last very long before it collapses. That is, I would have to say that is the only major thing that I would, ding Epiphone on is that it's just a heavier guitar. In my opinion, I don't think that hurts the sound. I cannot believe the sound that comes out of these guitars. I was just playing my Masterbilt Texan before I started this video, and I can't believe the amount of resonance that guitar has. I cannot explain it to you over video. I just can't. I've never had the opportunity to pick up a Gibson J200, so I can't. I'm guessing the Gibson J200 probably is just as resonant as these. In my lifetime, with all the plywood guitars I've owned, because that's all I could afford, I finally get an all-solid wood guitar like this, and it's just amazing. I can't believe the difference between those and this, the plywood guitars and this. The other complaint I had, the shape of the neck. I do not like the shape of that neck. And I don't even know if it's really the shape. the size of the neck. That thing feels, in my opinion, like a baseball bat. But then you have to remember, I am coming from a 1965 Epiphone Texan that has a nut width of 1 9/16 inches. That's barely over 1.5 inches on the nut width. That neck is slender. Goodness gracious, is it ever slender? I might not be giving the guitar, its fair everything. I might be going a little overboard because I love that really super thin neck that I have on my Texan. Even the Masterbilt Texan that I have from Epiphone, that I reviewed last time, its neck is a lot thicker than what's on mine, and I like mine better than I like my older Texan way better, the neck profile, than I do the new one. I do not like that style of tuner. Even though those tuners are super accurate, very high quality. I think they are, I know the name and I can't remember it. It's the same tuners I bought for my Recording King, and I swapped out them cheaper ones and I put these on. These tuners are that brand. I'll put that right here somewhere. The tuners are of very high quality, but I don't like the shape. They have that shape that I just don't like. I like the butterbean shape style tuners. Those are just, and again, this is all personal preference. They seem sharp to me and pinchy. It's huge. Oh my goodness, it's huge. But that's what it's a J200. It better be huge, that's what it's for. I don't want to make this a long video, and I probably have been, I don't know how many minutes I'm at, 23 minutes. Yeah, I didn't want to make this a long video. I hope you got something out of the guitar playing in it. And again, remember, this guitar is 4 years old. It is very well taken care of. Anytime it is not being played, it is in a case, a very high quality case. I'll show you what that case looks like now. And that case seals it from all of the outside elements. And whenever these guitars go in their cases, they have a dehumidifier. We try to keep the humidity at between 45 and 50%. That's where we like to keep it. There's really not much you can do where I live to keep it perfectly at that area. I have seen it drop below 40, and I've seen it go above 50%. But, it is what it is. Just all I can say is take care of your guitars. Take care of them. Especially all solid wood guitars, because they're not like plywood guitars. Plywood guitars will hold up. They're super strong. The strands of wood go this way, and then this way again. So everything's locked together. Glue everywhere. It's not going to crack, break, or do anything. Whereas these guitars, solid wood guitars, the wood grain is going in one direction. So when that wood grain swells or contracts, you're going to get splits. So you want to keep an eye on that. So, alright guys, that's it. I hope you liked the video. Remember, I got a lot of tech videos coming. I actually had a list of items, I don't know what I did with them now, that I'm going to be making videos on. I got a lot of tech items coming. Now, they may not be exactly Android tech, but it is at least tech. Alright guys, so that's all I have. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of that. Again, I can very highly still recommend the Inspired by Gibson Epiphone J200 if you can get it from the plant in Indonesia. I know they are shipping most of the Inspired by Gibson guitars up to their Chinese plant. Again, I've got nothing against guitars made in China. Look at my Recording King. I love that guitar, but I said that in my last video. I don't want to get into it again in this video, but just be careful. Look at the serial number, the digits number 4 and 5. Make sure they are 23. Okay, if they're not 23, those guitars are not made in Indonesia. I hope you liked the video. I want to thank Randy from Randy's Rhythm for his input on this video and his help. The guy's a great guy. Go visit his channel. It's Randy's Rhythm. I always have a link to his channel below, so go see him. That's all I have in this video, and I will see you all on the next one.